We are underway. In Moody, Rebels get it first. Brescia Poe with an early touch.
And immediately you see the pressure of Jordan Lee on Brescia Poe. That's what Texas is known for. Defensive pressure constantly.
Back to the basket, turnaround game. Too strong. Rebels get it back. Fresh 20 inside. The shot was blocked. Here comes Rory Harmon. All-time leader in assists at Texas. Starting five for the Horns. Harmon, Lee, Carlton, Cunningham, and Madison Booker. Horns will set up the offense for the first time. What an incredible road it's been already for this team. The trip by Poe. And Brescia picks up her first. Now Texas and their schedule this year. Wins in 3 days against UCLA and South Carolina.
Conference season, but the fact that they had such a limited roster in those games.
Jordan Lee continues her hot shooting. Starting five for the Rebels. Poe, Chinu, Lattimore, Uwala, and McMahon starting point guard. And the baseline jumper is good for the Rebels. We're tied at 2.
And Vic Schaefer is going to be frustrated. Already 2 offensive rebounds for Ole Miss. Rebounding is such a huge part of the game.
Madison Booker will initiate the offense. And you talked about it too in that non-conference schedule. They're down to 7 players at one point against key competition like South Carolina and UCLA, and they found a way. Good look inside, and Cunningham connects.
Excellent delivery from Madison Booker, but what's even more impressive is that entire possession, Texas was unbothered by the physicality of Ole Miss. Ole Miss is up in Texas on all of their cuts, and Texas still executed.
Chinu off the bounce, bottled up. I mean, we expect this game to get physical, and we expect these two teams to defend. Both matchups a year ago, score 70, you got a great chance to win. Up to Hezi, Chinu, no, she'll get it back, up and in, tied at 4.
Another offensive rebound. Give Lattimore credit for the second jump and a steal.
It was Lattimore with the bucket. Chinu the second time around. Rebels in front 6-4. So 2.5 minutes in, and defensively, Ole Miss getting after it. Both teams already 1-0 in league play. Texas able to get that win at Missouri. League opener on Thursday night. Ole Miss dispatched a previously undefeated Georgia on Thursday. Strong take, and Uwala connects with a layup to make it 8-4.
Christine Uwala is in phenomenal shape. She worked on her conditioning and getting in shape all off season. She is playing with so much more confidence and power.
Her quickness certainly easy to identify. Cunningham rejected, and it was Lattimore that got there.
Latasha Lattimore is listed at 6'4", but she's also mobile. So you add length and mobility to be a defensive stopper. Ole Miss on a roll. There's Lattimore getting the offensive rebound. You know Vic Schaefer will be frustrated about that. They turned right around and got the steal after that.
Off the inbounds, there's a 3 splash down by Jordan Lee. Boy, the shot is so smooth from number 7 in burnt orange and white today.
Jordan Lee is one of my favorite players in the country. A true two-way player this season for Texas.
What makes her so special in your mind?
Well, she played last season as a freshman in Vic Schaefer's system because of her defensive commitment and how hard she played on that end. But it's how hard she's worked this offseason to knock down threes and be a confident offensive player that impresses me.
Timer down to a second. Rebels got to go, and a traveling violation, a turnover.
And who was that chasing on that play? Jordan Lee. That's the effort. She's long, she's athletic, she's a very serious person, has a lot of lists in her life. She's very organized, but it shows on the court and off the court. She's very committed.
She's much more serious than we are, Drea.
Yes.
Perhaps we would be better if we were more serious.
I need more lists in my life.
That's correct. Don't we all? That could be a New Year's resolution.
We'll work on it.
Harmon floats it in beautifully. Booker on the receiving end. Horns applying some pressure. How sweet was that on the dime drop by Rory Harmon?
It's Rory Harmon, what she is so great at, finding her teammates. And you see how Madison Booker keeps the ball high. She doesn't bring it down, keeps it high for a quick finish.
I mean, that was a no-look dish. That's a steal. Harmon on the putback. Judd with a steal. Harmon cleans it up. And Texas leads by 3. Now, defense, the name of the game with these two programs. And another steal. Cunningham ripped it away. Harmon to Judd. Booker to Harmon. Inside. How about the passing for UT? Cunningham, the layup. (13-8), and an 8-0 run for the Horns. There's a touch for Cody McMahon. Shot clock at 8. Debrecia Poe with the mid-range.
Really nice job by Debrecia Poe. She has the pressure from Madison Booker, but she goes full speed into her mid-range and stops on a dime, and that created the space for her to get her shot off.
It's a lost art, I would tell you, in college basketball sometimes, isn't it?
That was really well done.
Jordan Lee left open. Speaking of mid-range, second bucket.
And look how she turns right around and gets into full court pressure. That's what both of these teams do. As soon as a shot is made, they get right into their defensive full court pressure.
Poked away, it'll stay on this end. Telling us earlier today, this is a golden opportunity to see how far we've come and a chance to be able to beat the Longhorns for the first time this year. It's a team that's won 34 in a row in this building. Incredible home court advantage. There's McMahon on the turnaround in traffic.
And you will see a lot of that with this Ole Miss team now led by Cody McMahon. Isolation ball, getting her into her spots to rise, elevate, and knock down mid-range jumpers.
Cheney will pick up full court pressure against Harmon. We do expect the Rebels to go with a bigger lineup today. More on that when we see it for the first time. It will be unveiling of sorts against the Horns. There's a steal baseline by Poe. McMahon bottled up. Uwala lost the handle. Harmon the other way. Over to Lee. (17-12). Just over 3 minutes remaining in a fast-moving first quarter. And how about the defense and the pressure? Full court extended. Another turnover.
Yeah, Siracino and Debrecia Poe have to help. I mean, both of them floating backwards past half court. And this is what Texas does. I mean, Rory Harmon is so good. She waits to make sure Cody McMahon guards her first so she can make that delivery to Jordan Lee.
All-time leading assist maker in Texas history. Her last 7 games straight, you look at it, 62 dimes, 3 turnovers. I mean, that's a ratio that doesn't even add up mathematically.
Takes care of the ball. She knows exactly what Vic Schaefer wants, but she also knows the strength of her teammates and where they like the ball so they can be set up for success.
Hard screen, Harmon the pump fake. Harmon was fouled on the way up. She turned around waiting for the call from this veteran officiating crew, and finally the whistle. Felicia Grinter, Timothy Green, Kyle Bacon, our SEC crew here today.
Ole Miss's center, Christina Walla, normally plays in drop coverage, meaning when a ball screen happens, she is sitting back in the paint. Rory Harmon will have multiple opportunities to stop and pop off of ball screens because the defense is so far back.
First personal on Uwala. Harmon now with an 18-12 advantage. There's the numbers. I mean, 62 assists, 3 turnovers in the last 7.
She has a 6.3 assist to turnover ratio.
I was trying to do the math in my head. I couldn't do it.
That's it. Yep, I got you.
19-12. Good start for the home team in front of this sellout crowd of more than 10,000. Lattimore lost the handle for a second. 10 on the timer. Chinu against Harmon. There's some contact, no whistle. And the mid-range. Free throw line extended. Ninth meeting all-time between these two programs. Texas 7-1 all-time against the Rebels. Met twice last year, once in the regular season, a 3-point victory for UT in Oxford. The other time in the SEC tournament, Horns won by 7 in Greenville. Cunningham cleared some real estate, then got rejected. That was Lattimore.
Good defense by Ole Miss. Cody McMahon chasing on the screens and Lattimore helping Iwala down low.
Caitlin Peterson on the floor for the first time. Chino with a crossover. Back to McMahon. And McMahon, boy, a lot of contact. There's the blocking foul called. It took a second to get there, but free throws coming for Cody McMahon. And Cunningham picks up her first.
And it's a game of seconds. You see there, Jordan Lee goes for the steal, and that's what creates the opportunity for Cody McMahon to drive. And here's Sierra Chinu, known as a defensive stopper. Rory Harmon tries to sell it there, but Chinu turns, her eyes find the rim, she knocks it down.
Cody McMahon at the stripe. Will shoot 2, one more coming. How about 24, 8, and 5 against Georgia on Thursday night? And you take a look at her numbers going back to Columbus in the Big Ten. 1 of 2 at the line, 19-15.
The 5 assists stand out for Cody McMahon because playing the point guard position, that's new for her. And at times, there's such a fine line between letting her offense flow and letting it happen with force. And she's walking that line, but learning to trust her teammates and find them and get them the ball. It showed in the Georgia game.
Peterson picks up the foul. Well, I think there's trust that's starting to emerge between McMahon and her teammates. Andrea, you know as well as anybody, that's going to take some time when you're shifting into a new role.
And all of these players are shifting into new roles. I mean, we just got to look at Peterson, who started her career at Indiana, but averaged 21 points in 2 seasons at UCF, now having a new role at Ole Miss, having to learn a new system. I mean, there are multiple players on this team that are having to figure things out.
Jordan Lee left open, in and out from downtown. Who wants it? Out of bounds, it goes to Ole Miss. And now Rebels going with their jumbo lineup, we were told. Desiree Kyles on the floor for the first time, giving 6'5" size down in the post, and we expect to see this a good bit this afternoon.
Coach Yo playing a chess game. Kyla Oldacre, 6'6" in the game. So what does Coach Yo do? Brings Desiree Kyles in. Desiree Kyles has only played 4 games so far this season.
Andrea, she's yet to score in those 4 games. Her last action coming in mid-December against SC State. McMahon and the ISO. Booker clears the rebound. Booker the other way. Booker finds the contact, set to shoot 2. I mean, how often do we see that kind of shift in a lineup by a coach starting conference play for a little used reserve stepping into a major role potentially? Number 7 for the Rebels, one to watch.
It's not something that we see very often, but Coach Yo said she wants to try and use this lineup more moving forward. So why not, is sort of her thought process. And I mean, Desiree Kyles is a player that spent time at Central Michigan, missed time with an injury. All day at shoot-around, Coach Yo kept telling Desiree Kyles to keep it simple. She wants her to keep her hands up, set good screens, and rebound because Texas is so good at rebounding.
You wonder what the counterpunch will be for Vic Schaefer seeing some of this. Booker 2 for 2 at the line. Poked down, it'll stay with the Rebels. 45 seconds and change here in our first quarter. Exciting start in Austin, the lead at 6 for undefeated Texas. Peterson will set up the offense, picked up by Lee. Oldacre came out to trap for a moment. Poked away by Oldacre. Poe's able to retrieve it. Shot clock down to 4. Well, these teams will find ways to get to the line late on a possession, Drea.
Well, what a nice job by Lattimore at using the shot fake. It's a head fake and a shot fake that lifts Madison Booker up just slightly so she can get into that drive.
Oldacre picks up the foul. That'll put Lattimore at the stripe. Transfer from Virginia. Well, the Bigs battling down low to start here in Austin.
Natasha Lattimore, it's been a long journey for her. You mentioned Virginia. She was also at Miami, but her career started at Texas. She was a part of a Vic Schaefer-led team, the McFarland, the NCAA tournament, now at Ole Miss. And there is so much for her that I think she still has in the tank to bring to this Ole Miss team. Averaged 14 points last season at Virginia, averaging about 9.5 at Ole Miss this season.
Shot clock is off, 10 seconds to go in the first. We hear those stories, it seems like, in most games where a former player comes back to face her old team. Booker, unable to get the bounce, the tip in. Drea Carter, Roy Philpott, glad you could join us. Happy New Year. Horns back to work. Booker with a mid-range. That's tough to stop.
That's the drop coverage that I was talking about. With Iguala, Kyle's also in drop coverage on ball screens. Madison Booker can eat all afternoon with her mid-range.
When you say drop coverage, you're just meaning the defender retreats a little bit more?
Yes, the post is setting a screen and the post defender is dropped backwards.
Rebels maintain their larger lineup on the floor. 6'5", 6'4", 6'3" in the front court. Booker! And a rebound by Iguala. Well, you mentioned it earlier, Christina Iguala for Ole Miss really worked on her health, her shape during the offseason. Her quickness pops when you see her in person for the first time.
Oh, she looks like a completely different player. Started her career at UCLA, but limited minutes. She's in better shape and playing with so much more confidence.
Take me back to the drop coverage for a second.
Well, this is what it looks like. So look at Desiree Kyles. So Oldacre is setting the screen, and her defender, that's Kyles, number 7, she's dropped backwards. Madison Booker can stop on a dime and shoot that all day long, especially with the height of Madison Booker. She's 6'1". She can see over the long, outstretched arm of a defender, especially when the defender is dropped back.
Well, she is in the air, too. Looks like she's taller than 6'1" with that release and the wingspan. Now it's McMahon. Timer down to 6. Quick three by Poe, not this time. Quickly to Booker, the crossover. Now Jordan Lee, the spin and triple team. Off the steal. The other way, Cheatham. Too strong with the left hand.
Seeing hustle from both teams. From Ole Miss to get the steal, but then from Texas to stop the layup.
Harmon, the baseline fade away. Needed some extra real estate to get the shot off. She did so cleanly.
Rory Harmon had 26 points earlier this season against UCLA. She has offensive tools. Doesn't use them often. I think she can think about her offense a little bit more, but she's such a floor general and finds her teammates. That's her first focus. Yeah,
largest lead for the Horns. My question for you would be, is that what Texas could use more of to get to the Final Four, to win a national championship?
I think Rory knows when Texas needs it, and I think she has the ability to turn it on when it is needed, like we saw earlier this season.
Booker for 3, in and out. And the rebound grab by Kyles. So Desiree, we last saw her on the court for Ole Miss on December 14th. Critical role here today. She's been healthy, but has played in just 4 games. As Coach Yo has gone to that bigger lineup to try to counterattack what Texas wants to do with its front court.
Ole Miss has done a nice job limiting Cody McMahon so far.
McMahon off the high ball screen, the spin, the skip pass. Corner 3 off the mark. That's a shot clock violation. Don't forget, coming up at 5 o'clock Eastern time over on ESPN, 12th ranked Vanderbilt, Michaela Blakes, number 5 LSU, Flau'jae Johnson, Memorial Gymnasium in Music City. Can't wait. Women's basketball continues, and Blakes, 4th in the country in scoring. I mean, so much star power in a matchup like that, Drea.
Michaela Blakes had 35 points on 50% from the field in her last game against Arkansas.
Cunningham down low, and the beautiful dish from Booker. I mean, if you haven't seen Michaela Blakes, she can take over games. Remember last year, 2 games over 50 in a single contest.
And LSU coming off of a loss where they were out-rebounded tremendously by Kentucky. LSU is going to have to limit Michaela Blakes and get on the glass. But going back to Madison Booker, what a dime and what a find. She's so used to getting attention from 2 defenders that she's able to make a play out of it. Lattimore turns her head for just a second, and it's too late.
Just like that, the Horns lead by 10. Ole Miss in the danger zone to start our second quarter. Booker down low with position. Bothered by Lattimore. Back up and in. And Coach O has seen enough. A timeout called by the Rebels. This means more. It is elite when it comes to women's basketball once again in 2026. By the way, when do we stop saying Happy New Year? Is there a point in your mind in January where that occurs?
Like tomorrow.
Tomorrow's the cutoff.
Like 5 days later is probably, I think we're good.
Okay.
I don't know.
Good to
That's
know.
just me.
Good to know.
My Christmas tree's already down. Like, it's not up anymore.
Really?
Yeah, we got to move forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good to know. I think ours is coming down Tuesday. Still happy to look at. 10-point game. Chinu now with 6. A couple of steals. But Booker's really improved in so many different areas. It's not just vocal leadership, but her defense, of course. Harmon. Box out was good. And the Rebels get it back. That was McMahon. She'll try to go coast to coast. Lee the other way. Back to Lee, corner triple. Booker on the offensive glass.
Ole Miss got lucky with the Jordan Lee miss because that is a shot she hits all the time, that corner 3 in transition, but then Ole Miss gives up the offensive rebound.
That was one thing Coach Yo mentioned in shoot-around today. We can't give them 2, 3, 4 opportunities on a possession. It's not how we win. That's how Texas wins. They got shooters, they got defense, they got experience once again, 31-19.
And that's the connection that I'm talking about. It's something that you should know as a basketball player. When your teammate drives baseline, you drift to the baseline to be available for them. That's what Rory Harmon did.
Here's Lattimore. Sirachinu. You can see the offense getting stagnant here. McMahon launching off the back iron. Well, the Horns waste little time getting the basketball into the front court. And as you see, a little high-low action. Cunningham from Booker again.
Brea Cunningham, just a nice job just continuing to run the floor. And that's what Texas does. I mean, when I played against Mississippi State, a Vic Schaefer coach team, you're playing offense and it doesn't look like there's anywhere to go. There are no driving lanes. It doesn't feel like there are any gaps or any openings. Texas, exact same thing.
How frustrating is that?
It's annoying. It's
annoying.
very annoying.
It's not a happy new year when you got to face the defense like that. And Vic Schaefer, his philosophy.
Well, because the way they help each other. So see there, Jordan Lee was in denial. Ashton Judd was coming up in denial. Like, it just doesn't look or feel like there's anywhere to go. A couple of things. Pass fakes, backdoor cuts. Those are 2 key things that you could try to use against this Texas
First half. Track down to the backcourt. That's a legal maneuver. Sirachinu has it. Horns have been aggressive so far on this end of the floor. DeShields on the court for the first time. Denham DeShields. Transfer from Mississippi State. She's had a couple of stops. Shot clock at 1. And that's the kind of turnover mistake you can't make against a team like this that's undefeated and has a 34-game winning streak in this building.
The defensive stops, you're absolutely right, because it just gives this Texas team and this arena, like you hear the crowd go crazy. It gives them so much more momentum when they feel like they are in complete control of your offense with their defense.
10,000 expected here today. They've been in their seats since well before tip-off. Take a look at Moody Center. One of the great venues, not only in the SEC, but in America. It's brand new. It's a Texas team that's 59-5 here since its opening some 4 years ago.
This is my first time here, and it is very impressive. But the team matches the venue. Texas is an impressive team as well.
Ayanna Preston on the floor. She'll run the point for a moment. Little give and go. Cunningham, not this time. Rebels need a bucket here. DeShields trying to provide a spark off the bench. And a fadeaway too strong by Jayla Murray. 1 and done. Lee with the handles and the dump off. How about that? Ashton Judd, the beneficiary.
Cardinal sin in basketball is helping up. Jayla Murray helped up, and that's why the drop-off pass was available. I mean, Texas just keeps their foot on the gas, but Ole Miss, they've got to get north and south. That's a good attack by DeShields.
Murray connects with a mid-range. Her second attempt coming in off the bench, 35-21. Rebels have been unable to set that defense. Unable to score here in our second quarter. It's a 4-point game, 10 minutes in, a different story now.
And one thing Ole Miss can start to lean on is their experience against Notre Dame. I know they were at home against Notre Dame, but at one point they were down 19. They battled back in that game. They cut the lead. They cut the lead to 8 going into the second half. So down 19, cut the lead, and then they made a comeback in the second. They've got to try to lean on that experience here. It's hard on the road, and it's hard against a complete team like Texas. But they have shown fight this season. We've seen it.
It all starts at the top with their head coach. And as a player, that means something, right? You've done it already this season against really good competition. Different story on the road against undefeated Texas, but to beat Notre Dame in that fashion is significant in a game like today. Bump and contact, that'll be first personal on Murray.
Ole Miss has had a comeback win against Notre Dame, an overtime win against Memphis. But in their 2 losses this season, their offense struggled tremendously. Completely different defenses that they were facing compared to this Texas defense that's man-to-man, high-pressure, denial. But Ole Miss, when they've struggled, it's been their offense, and we're seeing that, especially in the second quarter.
You see the numbers in wins versus losses. Nearly 84 per game in the victories this year for Ole Miss. Less than 55 in the setbacks. 7 to shoot for Booker, moving screen, and a foul against the Horns. Don't forget, coming up with the Kay Jewelers halftime report. Preview of LSU Vanderbilt, Michaela Blake's Flagey, and then Duke, a big win against the Fighting Irish. Second foul called on Cunningham. Rebels will keep possession here. Even the simple entry pass has become difficult at times.
It's constant pressure from Texas. And I remember when we talked to the Texas team before the Final Four last season, they talked about their summer conditioning. That's why they can play this way for 40 minutes.
It is hectic and chaotic. Now, McMahon was unsure if she wanted to shoot that. It felt like. And the 3 off the mark. Rebels will try to get it back, and it bounces to Madison Booker. Lead at 14. Ole Miss with just 4 points in the quarter. And over the back. There's the whistle and a foul. Cunningham hit the deck.
I know the foul happened, and that's not great, but the thought of helping the helper, it was the right thought. The second late on the action from Sirachinu, but her mind was in the right place.
Whenever I hear...
When 2 go to the ball, you've got to help on the backside.
Gotcha. I hear help the helper, screen the screener. It's basketball season. Lee's off the mark, was wide open from that wing position. Also think about ghost screens and other vernacular that starts to become popular in January.
All the fun terminology.
Yeah. Here's Poe. And Lee got a piece on the way up. 2-second differential between game and shot clock. Booker not even paying attention. And a foul on the dribble drive. That'll be the second on Sirachinu.
How about the recovery from Jordan Lee on the other end to get the tip and the block on the Japrecia Poe drive? And this is a challenging game. I can imagine Coach Yo is going to go in at halftime and challenge her team. This is Jordan Lee's recovery. No contact, no foul, just a tip on the ball.
Kind of a stat that tracks the ability to not foul while also defending at a high rate. You force a difficult shot, not necessarily a turnover. Still a 2-second differential between blocks. Booker picked up by McMahon. Over to Lee. Still time for Ole Miss on the violation of the shot clock.
That defensive possession is something they need to carry over to the second half. Cody McMahon got out and helped. Japrecia Poe tried to recover, sprinted out to contest the shot. Can that give Ole Miss a little bit of life going into halftime?
35 to 20.
Yesterday, look how far she's taken this Ole Miss program. I know they're struggling so far in this game, but what she's done in how it feels like time has flown by, what she's done with Ole Miss has been impressive as well.
Well, she was great to talk to this morning. She doesn't appreciate you bringing up that 0-16 campaign, but it's been a totally different story since.
Turnarounds are impressive. You don't have to bring up old stuff, but, some of us do.
No doubt about it. Off the baseline miss. McMahon's got it. Clear a path. And McMahon bumped on the turnaround. And if that's Cunningham, that's her third.
You can expect Cody McMahon to be more aggressive and look to initiate offense. Texas dictated with their defense, and I would imagine Cody McMahon is going to try and match pressure with pressure.
There was one thing that Vic Schaefer said to his team this morning. We have to attack pressure with pressure. And that's what they did in that first half. And now let's see if Ole Miss can respond in a bit of a different way. And here comes full court zone press. Jordan Lee left wide open as a result. Buries a three. Well, that's how you make him pay.
That's Jordan Lee's 39th made three this season. That's 30 more than the next closest player on her team. She has improved her three-point shooting and her confidence from beyond the arc. I talked to Jordan Lee at shoot-around today and asked her how she's made such a big jump, and she said pressure-oriented shooting drills. So it's not make 10, it's make 10 of 12. It's not make 5, it's make 5 in a row. And she said putting that pressure, it doesn't simulate game pressure, but it's the best thing and it's the closest thing she can do to make herself feel that and feel like it's a game.
Well, it's working because she's averaging 10 more points per contest this year compared to her freshman season. And a jump ball, the call gives it back to Texas. Lattimore can't believe it. Well, the hustle and the aggressiveness on full display. Also lost in that three by Lee was the pass by Harmon.
Yes.
Full court baseball pass and got it to Lee in shooting position like it was a high throw that hit her right where it needed to hit her to launch.
Right to the shooting pocket.
Second personal on Awala. One more look. Check this out. I mean, that is perfection.
But for it to be one-handed off the dribble, I mean, if Roy Harmon picks up that basketball, she's going to be swarmed. But she keeps the defense off balance by just launching it with one hand off the bounce.
Don't forget, coming up at 5 Eastern, over on ESPN, 12th ranked Vanderbilt, number 5 LSU, live from Memorial Gymnasium in Nashville, Tennessee. Can't wait to see Michaela Blakes back in action. Flau'jae Johnson. Alijah Fulwiley in full effect down in Music City. Another turnover. And 38-23, more of what we saw in that second quarter to start the third.
And this is where you still feel the disconnect of Ole Miss, right? They're still learning each other. Like right there, that turnover happened. But if you're Cody McMahon, I know there's frustration. Go give Christina Walla a high five. Tell her we're good. Right? You've got to try and keep the spirits positive, even when things are frustrating, especially when you're playing the point guard position.
Rhea Cunningham, the turnaround off glass. Arizona transfer. She's been effective on both ends of the court today. 90 seconds into our third quarter. All horns. Peterson on the dribble drive. Not this time. Cleared by Cunningham. Booker ahead to Judd. And blocked by Lattimore. An athletic move right at the rim to send that out of bounds.
I mean, you just look at Latasha Lattimore and you see the length. I mean, she has such long arms. Her ability to meet players at the top of their jump and get blocks on the basketball. We have seen it multiple times. See her rotate over, jump off of 2 feet, tip the basketball.
Booker for three. It's the one element of her game. You look at her three-point percentage this season. It's gotten better. It's improved. Maybe that's the next step, Drea. Curious to get your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, that's the piece to her game that she will continue to work on and continue to add. But I don't think it's deterring anyone from considering her and thinking about her at the next level because she has so many other tools. And Coach has said she's a workhorse. She's in the gym early. She's putting time in. So adding that to her game is just going to make her even more dangerous. Yeah. And she's still got time. She's just a junior.
That's amazing to think about that. She'll be back next year. Harmon moves on after 5 seasons with Vic Schaefer. And then the return of Madison Booker. I feel like, too, talking to her at Media Days in the SEC in Birmingham back in late October, like she loves the game, loves improving, loves getting better. And you love having a player like that as your top player that enjoys the sport and wants to improve the way that Madison Booker wants to improve. Foul was called on Lattimore, and you see her numbers Yeah, that field goal percentage, too. Even more efficient and more assists to start her junior campaign.
She's becoming more of a playmaker. But Coach Schaefer talked to us about her commitment to the defensive end and wanting to be a better defender. So the steals and the improvement in that category. But also just sitting down and being a lockdown defender. On the offensive end, she feels more confident in where her spots are on the floor and being automatic from those spots.
Ashton Judd, a couple of free throws. Now that she's healthy, she's provided another spark for Vic Schaefer.
Yeah, Ashton Judd brings a lot of versatility offensively to this team.
And a foul, the penetration. 2 free throws coming. Right under the rim on the shove.
And you can see Ole Miss making an effort to get to the rim and get drives, get layups. Getting to the free throw line is helpful for Ole Miss because, 1, it stops the clock, but 2, they can set their defense. Now, what they can't allow to happen is a throw over the top when they do set that full court pressure.
Cunningham checks out. Rory Harmon over to talk with our head coach. I did ask both Vic Schaefer, and we talked a little bit with Rory about it today, the communication that occurs between coach and point guard. It's significant. It means a lot. And Vic just simply said, you know what, she's been with me for 5 years. This is how it should be. But Harmon at times will correct her head coach if there's a misstep from him in his direction in a game, in a shoot-around, in practice, which we had a good laugh about that today, too.
Well, there's certainly a comfort level between the two of them. And Rory Harmon multiple times in shoot-around would go over to Vic and say, I think this, or I'm seeing this, and it helps them stay connected.
Off the steal. And the other way, coast to coast, the layup for Chidu. So a burst here by the Rebels. Try to hang around, 42-27. And a lot of time left here. Can they put the clamps down on defense? Oldacre back on the floor. Jordan Lee back to the basket. A pump fake and a pivot. Well, that's another way to do it for number 7. Boy, hard to believe she's only a sophomore with what she brings to the table and the offensive skill set.
She's such plays with a high basketball IQ. Coach Schaefer wants her to rebound more, only averaging about 2 rebounds per game. Other than that, I feel like he's being nitpicky, right? Not really. He just loves challenging his players to be better in certain areas. But Jordan Lee, high IQ, great length, and the way that she has improved her three-point shooting. It's helped this team because her three-point shooting opens up the floor for Madison Booker, Rory Harmon in their mid-range game, and for the bigs on the blocks.
Well, and you saw the graphic there, 38 threes on the season coming into today. The rest of the team combined, as Lee gets the steal, right on cue, has 37. So, I mean, know your role. Her role, shooting the three, providing ample defense, and more shot making inside. Free throws that we just witnessed moments ago.
And this is a team that could get even better as a three-point shooting team when freshman Aaliyah Crump becomes available. She's missed a lot of time with a foot injury, but they're expecting her back.
Speaking of the three, Judd, the Zoo transfer off the mark. And a foul on the rebound. Booker tried to claim it. There was some contact, and Iwala picks up her third. Capacity crowd on hand here today in Austin. The undefeated Texas Longhorns, one of the top teams in the land. Well coached, plenty of star power. And Madison Booker, SEC Player of the Year. Conference Player of the Year in 2 leagues, which is quite unique.
2-time Cheryl Miller Small Forward of the Year as well.
Harmon's got to go with 3 to shoot. She does. In and out. Boy, it spun around for a moment. Dre, it feels like we've seen less of McMahon bringing the basketball up the court these last 2 quarters. We've seen a lot of Peterson. Walla, monster step in traffic. That's another way to do it for number 12.
It was a really nice job by Christina Walla, and you mentioned it, Peterson getting a lot of time running the point guard position. It's a lot to ask Cody McMahon to run the point guard position, a position she's not used to completely against this Texas defense. Going back to that Owala move, gets the ball on the block against Oldacre. This is a matchup I was excited for. Step through move, eyes on the rim to finish, but she had the space to operate. That was good spacing from Ole Miss.
Now, Texas native from San Antonio. She's got about 35 friends and family in the building today. Excited to be participating against the Longhorns, of course, and SEC play. Stay tuned to ESPN2 at the conclusion of this matchup to catch Bradley Murray State men's Missouri Valley Conference matchup live from Murray, Kentucky. Braves and Racers. Free throw off the mark, the lead at 16. McMahon initiates the offense this go around. Almost halfway home in the third quarter. Boy, Harmon right on top of Peterson. Not giving her an inch. Here's McMahon. Right side of the paint. Strong finish at the rim.
It was a nice job gathering as well. I mean, the basketball is a little out of control on the dribble, but Cody McMahon gathers it and goes up strong.
45-31, every possession critical for Ole Miss. Trying to attempt another comeback like what we witnessed against Notre Dame just a month ago. Booker, the bounce pass. How sweet was that? Lead back to 16. Oldacre the layup. And Booker hit the floor hard.
An activation, getting her mind right, her eyes right. And like you said, it's working.
Will that make us better broadcasters as Judd connects?
We should try it.
I do want to try it and see if we call a better game.
We should try it.
You guys could do it on game day at some point in time, too. That would be fun.
We all need to try it on game day. That way we're sharp and we're ready to go. But talking to Rory after shoot-around, I asked her how she's feeling in her second year after her ACL. And she said last season, physically really wasn't the problem. She wore a brace and she felt the brace, but she said last season it was all mental. She feels so much better mentally. The physical part was never the issue, but she is in a much better place mentally this season. She has so much confidence, and it shows with the way she's playing. She's bouncier, plays with a little more energy. She said it felt heavy last season. It doesn't feel as heavy this year.
Well, mentally coming back from an injury, that's significant. A lot of times athletes will tell you that is the hardest part about it. And when do you start to trust that injured knee when you tear an ACL or an MCL?
That's what she said. She said the brace didn't bother her. Some people are like, oh, the brace, it made me think about it. She said the brace was never the issue. She just feels better out on the court.
Desiree Kyle's in search of her first points of the season, and she gets it there. Fifth game, she's been on the floor for Ole Miss this year, 1 of 2 at the stripe.
And give Desiree Kyles a lot of credit. It is such a tough ask to come in for your 5th game of the season on the road against Texas.
Offensive foul here. Patterson, check it, Peterson fell down. And the foul called against the Horns gives it back to Ole Miss. And off the bump by Harmon.
Yeah, a little extension of the arm. Peterson getting a lot of minutes. She's on her 3rd school. Had 21 points per game at UCF for 2 seasons. That's what she averaged. But in a new role here, learning the system of Ole Miss.
Out of control that time. The bounce pass kicked away. Peterson gets it back. And the Rebels still with plenty of time. 3.5 minutes to go in the third down. 17. Lattimore attacking the right side of the paint, lays it in.
Such long strides to the basket for Latasha Lattimore. Nice control there on her attack.
Ole Miss coming off an impressive win against previously undefeated Georgia on Thursday night, 79-62. McMahon went off for 24 points, 8 boards and 5 assists. Hasn't been the story so far today. Harmon with time. 17-footer, no good.
Good execution there from Texas. Shot didn't fall, but this is where Ole Miss can continue to stay in attack mode.
Hey, Dre, we haven't seen Ole Miss in transition at all today. Big reason the Texas defense, they just haven't had those opportunities.
And even on that transition drive, I would have liked to see Cody McMahon make a move and try to attack, but Latasha Lattimore makes something out of the offensive possession.
So 5 points in her last 2 trips, a lead down to 12. And you could feel the energy now from Coach Yo, her staff. And she had a bit of a twinkle in the eye today when we spoke with her, knowing the opportunity at hand. A rebound off the stop by Kyles. Now it's McMahon against Harmon. Offensive foul. Boy, Harmon had the position. You could see it coming. The shoulder was lowered that time for the charge.
Such a fine line between creating the action and forcing the action. Rory Harmon right there in front to take the contact. And that's where Cody McMahon, again, a new role, still figuring out as a ball handler and a primary ball handler what those attacks from full court look like. That's not something she's had to do often in her career. That's where you need a dribble move to go around the defense. She also had 2 defenders on her, so she had maybe a teammate coming to the basket. She's got to be more the playmaker there.
That's a big possession, too, a chance to cut it to 10 points, maybe 9 if you get a 3 instead of turnover. Ole Miss has outscored Texas in this period, 16-14. Oldacre will change that, and a chance for 3.
And Kyle Oldacre just buries Desiree Kyles underneath the basket. Kyle's arms slightly down. Oldacre plays right through it. But give Oldacre credit for doing her work early to make that a very easy finish. And Rory Harmon with the nice post feed.
Short on the free throw. Kyles the rebound. Saw Ole Miss with its first 3 moments ago. Looking for its second triple here. And they get it. Denham DeShields from downtown. Lead down to 11. Here comes the full court pressure. Approaching a minute to play here in our third quarter. And Kyles, another foul on Oldacre. How about the Shields from distance?
Kyle Oldacre was caught inside. 2 get caught on 1 inside on the post, and it leaves Denham DeShields wide open. And give Denham credit for knocking it down. Played at Mississippi State last season, started her career at UAB, but she's had a limited role in and out of the starting lineup for this Ole Miss team, still trying to figure it out.
Oldacre, the Miami transfer. Former McDonald's All-American with 1 more free throw. Hey, credit Ole Miss. This is a team that is right there, despite the cold shooting start, the outstanding defense. You see Kyla's numbers progressively better each and every season. There's something to be said about that. But Dre, this is a big final 70 seconds of the quarter. Nearly a turnover. The hustle by Oldacre. You get a bucket here and a stop and a chance maybe to get it down to 9 or 10 points before the end of the period. Longhorns get a stop and a hoop. All of a sudden, it's back to 15.
Yeah, and then this is a huge offensive possession. Score, and when they score, if they score, they can set up their defense.
McMahon's been held in check. Over to Poe. Shot clock under 10. Timer down to 4. Poe on the baseline against Booker. Lost the handle. Stolen by Harmon. The head to Booker. Off the drive. Nearly converted the and 1. Instead, Madison Booker to shoot 2.
We've talked about Ole Miss's offense struggling in their losses. That last possession struggled staying on one side of the floor. They didn't get a ball reversal. Texas is able to create a turnover. You see Debrecia Poe here driving, but nothing's there. It doesn't feel like anything's there. And Rory Harmon just comes and swipes the basketball. And then Texas is off and running. And the one thing Texas does really well, they continue to put their foot on the gas. Madison Booker got the basketball, immediately attacked the paint.
The brain activation on full display right there. We saw it again. Don't forget the 48th annual FCS Football Championship game is Monday, 7:30 Eastern in prime time on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the app. Illinois State, the Cinderella story of the FCS playoffs, squares off against second-ranked Montana State Bobcats in Nashville at First Bank Stadium. Change in venue this year from Frisco. The action and his predecessor and a handful of other head coaches that you know very well combined. What a run it's been for Ole Miss. They've got some work to do here today in Austin, trailing by 15 on the hardwood. Andrea Carter-Roy Philpott, glad you could join us. One more Happy New Year. That's the last time I'm saying it this entire 2026.
I'm proud of you.
Still got time at the end of the quarter. Big possession for the Rebels. 3 on the shot clock, forced it up. The rebound, not there. And a violation of the shot clock. Horns will get it back with 2.9 in the third quarter.
The third forced shot clock violation for this Texas defense. And what's frustrating for Coach Yo and on the Ole Miss side is it's after a timeout. She uses a timeout to set up a play. Texas defense makes a stand.
Jordan Lee's got it, tiptoeing down the sideline. Unable to get a shot off from midcourt. Brianna Preston get a fingertip on the basketball on the inbounds pass from the sideline. Everything has been difficult today. Just the simple chest pass for the Rebels. Andrea Carter-Roy Philpott, glad you could join us here at Moody Center. Corner 3, Lattimore no. And a rebound grab by Madison Booker. Oh, Booker now 11 points and 4 boards. Got 6 assists today.
She's just been smooth. Everything today. Missed a couple of shots, but her game has been so smooth out there.
And that's been the course this entire season, right? The smoothness operating in that low post or in the open floor. Good look ahead to Lattimore.
Lattimore has been solid so far this afternoon. On the defensive end, the block shots, and then on the offensive end, she's made plays.
The lead down to 13. This game is still there for Ole Miss. And at some point you wonder, when are we going to see that energy in an attempted comeback where the defense picks up, they get out in transition. You got Coach Yo over there slapping the floor. It hadn't happened yet.
Well, that's the problem is Coach Yo's the most energetic one, right? Like, in this comeback. So after this play, who's going to get hype?
She knew the layup, little coast to coast after the steal, and don't look now. It's 55-44. Crowd of over 10,000, feeling a little anxious for the first time today. And this has been the moment where Ole Miss has failed to get that stop and bucket, cut it down to single digits. That's why.
It's the quick burst of speed to the basketball. Madison Booker, she probes just a little bit and then bursts to the basket.
Great pass that somehow got to McMahon. Now it's Lattimore inside, patient finish. 57-46.
Lattimore with 13 points on 5 of 7 from the field. She picked her spots really well, and that's a good little dump off from McMahon.
Already almost 4 points over her season average. And she's been active. Oldacre has it. Shot clock already at 10. And Jordan Lee's been dangerous. Ball in her hands late in a possession. Over to Preston. And a shot clock violation, so some energy now for Ole Miss on the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, and this is why. I mean, nice look-ahead pass from Cody McMahon. The McMahon to Lattimore connection. We have seen that a few times, and here, McMahon kicks it out to Sirachinu. She's long, she's athletic. This is creating offense, and it's also easy looks on offense. Clean looks, layups. That's a nice gather dribble there from Latasha Lattimore. They've done a nice job at getting clean looks and finishing them.
Coach Yo directing traffic, and you can see her sense of urgency. It's a big game for Ole Miss, a big game for both sides, both undefeated in the SEC, and that's the kind of mistake that we've seen in critical moments. Nwala just sent it out of bounds, looking backwards towards Caitlin Peterson.
We saw that happen earlier in the game. Nwala trying to pass to Cody McMahon, an errant pass, and then there to Peterson. But again, new pieces. These pieces have not played together before, especially in situations like this on the road.
Coach Yo reminded us of that fact earlier today. A new roster, you got a year to try to figure it out. This Texas team, the core, with Harmon and Booker especially, they've been together now the last 3 or 4 seasons. Harmon's in her 5th year with Vic Schaefer and a foul on the drive. But those things matter in a game like this where you've got 2 elite teams going toe-to-toe.
They definitely matter. Think about the transfers for Texas. Think about Ashton Judd, Brea Cunningham, the transfers that play a lot of minutes. They have so many players that were on this team last year that they can look to and lean on when they're confused.
Great look for Oldacre. Missed the chippy. Now a scrum. Arrow favors Texas.
But Ole Miss doesn't have that luxury, right? Only a couple of returning players, only one returning starter. Christina Walla was on the team last season, but she's in a completely new role. Sirachinu was on the team last season, but more is being asked of her. So now you have 8 transfers coming in, and it's hard to know who to look to outside of the coaching staff, but the coaching staff isn't out on the floor.
Oh, there's a steal. McMahon was tripped. And a body bump by Judd. That's a foul on 21 in burnt orange and white. And now the Rebels get it back. Andrea still with a chance to cut this deficit into single digits. We got the courtside seating right across the way from us. You wonder, what's the price tag to get into one of those seats? Big time support here of Texas Athletics. Fans enjoying this one so far. More than 10,000 in the building at Moody. McMahon, the step back was left open. Can't get the bounce. Lattimore, no. And finally, a foul is going to be called on the putback attempt. And it was Judd. Guilty party that time. 2 shots coming for Ole Miss. And Latasha Lattimore starting to impose her will on this basketball game.
She's been active. A couple of offensive rebounds. We mentioned her blocks. 3 blocks, 2 offensive rebounds to go along with what is 13 points before these free throws.
You know, the transfers for Ole Miss, like you talk about a roster that's been reconstructed. Coach Yo in year number 8, and here are the new names in a portal class that was ranked number 2 by ESPN.
So many pieces as a head coach to try and fit together. What are their strengths? And then what you think you might have in preseason, you don't know until you're tested in the non-conference. And conference play is an entirely new test.
Drea, it feels like Texas has dominated this game. Horns lead by just 9.
Yeah, Ole Miss is right in it. It doesn't feel that way.
Oldacre up and in off the offensive rebound. 59-48. McMahon's going to push. Pass Booker. And the rim attack, the layup's good. Well, that's what she can do running the point.
Really nice job by Cody McMahon at keeping her dribble alive and then attacking.
Harmon able to spring free. McMahon with just 7 points today, averaging nearly 19 per game this season. Great look to Lee. Well, Judd was able to thread the needle. Lee turns it over. McMahon. Chinu saves it. Boy, lucky she didn't go out of bounds there. McMahon again on the attack. The Euro, and was fouled. So here comes Cody McMahon, the Ohio State transfer. 2 free throws coming and a chance to slice this lead down to 7.
Smart decisions. First by Sirachinu. Didn't have control of the basketball. Everybody's sprinting back. She was stuck on the sideline. Kicks it back to Cody McMahon. Cody McMahon could have settled for the 3. She's shooting 26% from 3. So what does she do? A little head fake, gets into the paint, gets to the free throw line instead. It was a great decision.
Preseason All-SEC second team, a big free throw there. And Dre, you can see all these players on the court, hands on the hip. I mean, it has been back and forth. The defense has been phenomenal, but the effort has been elite for both sides.
It's been a fast-paced game. And you see here Cody McMahon with 8 points. She's 2 of 10 from the field, but she has had someone on her the entire afternoon.
59-52, a 12-4 run by Ole Miss.
And what I'm looking for here from Ole Miss is communicating, talking, some urgency and energy on the defensive end.
Rebels are in it. There's another steal. Kyles came away with it on the errant pass. McMahon attacking again. Euro and the finish. A 19-point lead has been sliced to 5. And now you start to see that Ole Miss bench. This team is into it. Vic Schaefer knows it. He's going to call a timeout. Coach Yo's going to meet
teammates when they're out here playing. It's hard when your wheels are turning, but she is growing more and more as the point guard and as a leader of this team.
Right off the fingertips of Jordan Lee, another Texas turnover. Ole Miss has outscored Texas 14-4 to start the fourth quarter to get right back in it At one point, it was 42-23. And you see what's happening so far in our final quarter. McMahon again in the open court with the bounce. 59-56, a one-possession game in Austin.
But even that play, I know we see the finish on the paint, but it was the hard cut to get the basketball. She cuts up, then back to create that opportunity.
We talked about it earlier. We've yet to see Ole Miss in transition. McMahon pushing the pace in his final stanza. Out of bounds, it'll stay with UT.
You see Coty McMahon coming down the court, and then the body control. If she barrels into Ashton Judd, that's a charge. But instead, she drifts off to the side, but still has the ball control and body control to finish.
How surprised are you to see what we're seeing so far in the fourth period?
I'm not surprised in terms of the fight from Ole Miss. What I am surprised by is the lack of response from Texas. That's what has surprised me so far. We haven't seen, like, Ole Miss has punched. I expected them to punch. I haven't seen Texas punch back.
Coach Yo told us this morning, this team we're playing today is a Final Four team. The question is, are we? We're about to find out. Lead down to 3 after the turnover. Iwala with a jump stop.
Cody's got to use the ball screen.
Contact and a blocking foul called on Oldacre. Boy, that was a big whistle.
I believe the reason they called it is because to establish defensive position, both feet have to face the ball handler. And Kyla Oldacre's right foot was not facing Coty McMahon. So you have to establish defensive position first. I don't think the refs thought she established that position.
Fourth foul on Oldacre. Open look for Poe. Poe off the mark, too strong. That would have tied it. Tracked down by Lee. Big sequence there. Can the Horns respond? Shot clock down to 8. Here's Booker. Oh, connects with a mid-range. Lead back to 5. Lattimore with a pad. Lattimore, and a foul was called. Dre, you couldn't hear the whistle. It got so loud in here. Lattimore's going to head to the free throw line.
I am loving this Texas crowd getting behind their team. You see Latasha Lattimore, a little eye fake there. Rory Harmon getting in to try and take the charge, but I want to go back to this Madison Booker shot because look at the elevation. Her feet kicked, and that offensive possession from Texas, they weren't getting much at all, but Madison Booker still made something out of it.
Clutch free throw for Latasha Lattimore, and Booker, that was the biggest possession of this game. You could feel it with the clock winding down. The elevation and detonation at the top of that jumper. 2 for 2 for Lattimore. Back to a one-possession game.
17 points for Latasha Lattimore on the court where she started her career. She started her career at Texas. She's had a great performance. That was a long time ago. She's had a few stops since then, but she has showed up for Ole Miss today.
Showed up and showed out. Lee on the wing. Lee, left side of the paint, forced that one up and in, and a chance for 3.
Tough, physical drive against the strength of Coty McMahon to get that and finish. And Jordan Lee rolled her shoulders forward, Chelsea Gray style, after that play because of the strength that she needed to finish. And we've seen now back-to-back possessions when Texas needs a bucket. The 2 leading scorers have stepped up. Madison Booker to her midi, and Jordan Lee with her strong finish. And that's what I like about Jordan Lee. She's not just a three-point shooter. She uses her three-point shot to create long closeouts and get to the rim.
McMahon takes her time, finds a way to spin it down. That was amazing.
Cannot say enough about the fight and heart of Cody McMahon. It started the game 1 of 8 from the field. She is 4 of her last 5.
15 points now for the transfer from Ohio State. The English on the basketball to get it to drop. Spectacular. Now it's Judd. Judd finds a way.
High IQ play from Ashton Judd, using the defensive aggression that we've seen from Lattimore, because Lattimore's going to go for the block. Ashton Judd uses it against her. And then Cody McMahon, you know Cody McMahon is going to get back to that right hand. She loves to finish right. She's a right-hand dominant player. You know it, and still couldn't stop it.
Couple of and ones for Texas after Ole Miss trimmed that advantage down to 3. It's back to 67-60.
This is the punchback from Texas that I was expecting earlier. This was it.
And a timeout called by Ole Miss.
6-12 in Ole Miss's favor. They have shown a ton of fight in this fourth.
It's a game that feels like the second weekend of the NCAA tournament. The atmosphere, the back and forth action here in our fourth quarter. McMahon's been the story in the comeback. Defended by Lee. And McMahon weaving through traffic, lays it in. Lead down to 5.
The strength of Cody McMahon, and then the high release point to be on the left side and still get to her right hand and finish that play. That was impressive.
Harmon retreats. He'll set up the offense under a minute to go. Off the screen, Rory Harmon. Not this time. McMahon clears. Stolen by Booker. It pops back to the Rebels. Chaotic finish in Austin. Nearly stolen away. Owala on the move. And let's see, a foul was called before the attack towards the rim.
Give Christine Owala credit for sticking with that play.
Foul's called on Judd. And Owala at the free throw line, 68% this year. 4 points today. Her first free throws coming right now, and a chance to make this a one-possession game again. Dre, if she makes this, still 9.5-second differential between game and shot clock. And she does exactly that. Let's see how Ole Miss wants to play this.
Need to pressure, but also disciplined pressure so that Texas doesn't get an easy layup.
Cross midcourt goes Booker. Going to settle in defensively.
Yeah, I would just go ball screen action for Madison Booker. If Owala's in drop coverage, it's automatic mid-range.
It's Booker against Poe. Timer down to 6.
That's what they do.
Booker to Judd for 3. Rebels still with a chance. Here comes McMahon down 3. McMahon. Contact and a blocking foul called on Booker. 4.3 seconds remaining. 2 free throws coming for McMahon. Boy, that was an enormous call.
I was surprised. I'm surprised. I thought they were going to call that a charge. Looked like Madison Booker had the space, owned the space.
Oh, and a big miss on the first free throw.
One more look at it. See Madison Booker. Yeah, that's a tough one for me.
McMahon missed them both. The rebound by Lee. 1.7 seconds remaining, and 1 free throw away from making this a 2-possession game.
And Coach Yo is on the opposite sideline. I was wondering, but she is telling the refs, I was calling a timeout. When Cody McMahon had the ball and was coming down, they were down 3. They're still down 3 because she didn't hit the free throws. But Coach Yo was saying, I was calling a timeout. Fought back.
Next foul results in free throws for Texas. Harmon's got it, and with 1 second to go, The quick whistle.
Huge free throws for Rory Harmon.
Now Harmon at the free throw line. He's put together quite a performance again today. 2 for 2 at the stripe, 8 points. 10 dimes, missed the first, and one more.
And at a 68% free throw shooter, it's tough when you're the point guard because you usually have the ball in your hands.
Missed them both, and a timeout called on the rebound.